Introduction. By dear name of Creator of all existence. This is a general introduction about my English notes about religion. These notes mainly are about Christianity, Abramism, Torah, Bible, Islam, Quran, Judaism, and New Testament, as well as religious people, societies, politic, and Latin, Arabic and Farsi alphabets. Writing in a foreign language is something for itself, and talk with the same foreign language is something else. I have got better to write in English, but that time that I have started to make these notes, I was not so good to talk in English. Therefore, you may have some trouble to get what I have said in my first notes. I should have published these notes with undertext, but, disappointedly, I do not have enough energy for that. If I had enough energy, I would not publish my notes at all. Because these notes meant to be just notes for myself, that later I could use them in what I write, or what I say in my speeches. As well, since these notes meant to hear just by myself, they are not made for public. Therefore, if you sometimes hear impolite words or expressions, you must forgive me. If you have difficulty to understand my bad English, listening to the same note more than only once may help you to understand it. If it didn't, you can start these notes from part 5 or more, because by time my English has got better, and by that, I will sound more understandable to you. As well, that will help you to get to know my way of talking in English. I talk wrong English, but when you become familiar with my way of talk, it will help you to understand all my notes much easier. Then you can back and start to listen to my first notes. And of course, I ask forgiveness that I did not put any time in learning correct English, but using time and energy to learn is a possibility that I'm not beside. In these notes, there is nothing which is said in code or indirectly. In English or any other language, there are many words, which in surface give the same meaning, but each of them indirectly talk about that subject from their own specific side of view. Especially when you read Bible or Quran, in their book, by its correct use of words, and its way of structure, its sentences go much deeper in what the sentence mean in surface. Many of my notes are about alphabets and what they stand for, but you must not mistake and think that, well, since he know difference of words the same meaning, surely he has used the correct words from every side of view too. No, not at all, because not only my English is bad, but also I have no concentration. Therefore in my notes and texts, I used to use the first word that come to my mind and give that surface meaning too, regardless of what else that word is to specify by its alphabet. Using correct words need a well-concentrated brain, which I was never beside in my life, because I was under 24 hours a day shut at, since I was 4 years old, and by that concentration was always a problem. It is not only books which talk in code, even normal people whom are unaware of what is behind alphabets and each word try to say their words indirectly by their way of making sentences. Ability of talk in code able you to politely say what required to dare, or need to be rude and impolite to say directly. Disappointedly, being 24 hours a day under a shout, it has not even allowed me to function as normal people. So, in all my life I had only two choices, either shut up and does not say anything, or put all politeness away and say my words by all rudeness and impoliteness necessary to make my point. This rudeness and impoliteness is what which you will meet in some of my notes, which here already I ask your forgiveness and understanding for my situation. When someone talk about a subject, a important or a sensitive subject, which is more important than what he say, is his goals. What goals he is to reach by what he say. We can have different goals by what we say. One of these is saying, listen, I know something that you don't know. This is which my notes may sound like, but it is not my goal. My goals in many cases is in fact direct opposite of that, and by many of my notes, first I am to say, I know what you know, therefore do not accuse me for misknowledge, and reason it to ignore me. And to ensure you, In some of my notes, I had to explain things that has kept secret to normal people in thousands of years. My next goals is to say what is behind my mentality and way of thinking that I say what I say. I must as well include that my weakness in functioning even like normal people is not what I am ashamed of. Because it's not my personal weakness or disability, it is a disability that I have got forced to have by getting kept under 24 hours a day torture since I was 4 years old, and in fact it is on itself a live example of how much Abraham's religion's path is wrong, and is going to more wrong by time. And the ugly reality is that in none of these three religions there were ever room for any aware, strong, and healthy true prophet whom be beside knowledge and able to lead the religion. In other words, any else than disabled true prophet would have been death of on false build Abramism and its religions. In these notes you may hear which even most strong enemy of your religion does not dare to say. But it is what it is what I mean and say, and I'm standing for what I say, and I'm always ready to defend my words in front of people in any media. But, if you found my words totally out of your toleration, and death sentence caliber words, I advise you to not take any personal extreme action against me, before your highest religious leader permit you, cause I am the true prophet of time and your action may be against their strategic policy and cause yourself much more trouble than you can ever cause me. There are many times that I try to use a living known person as example. Therefore if there was any disrespect to anyone, hereby I ask forgiveness. My goals of these notes is not accusing any specific person, but changing wrong path of religion, which was wrong from its start and from its most important fundament. The last notice is that my Torahs are beside spying instruments which able them to access to my computer and all other electronics that I have. It has happened a lot that when I listen to my own MP3 notes, either one of them whom sound exactly like me, turn off my voice, and instead of me read my words, or sometimes in the middle of my words, he say something to get me on my nerves. He sound exactly like me, and it sound like I make fun of myself. What I am to say is that, I do not know that they have ever changed any of my MP3 notes files with their own words or not. What I know is that, to sound exactly like me is an ability that they had worked on too. Finally, I don't know yet what I come to use as background picture or music in these notes videos, but in general there is no relation between my background pictures and what I say. I use background pictures and music in videos only to make a more pleasant atmosphere to hear my words, and normally there is no connection between what I say and what you see in the video, unless I clearly mention it to take your attention. Written by Prophet King Sayyid Muhammad Ali Maraji, King of Kingdom of Creator of all existence in earth, and Sasani and Hakim Aneshi of Persia.